It's a big day. We're going through the top 50 songs. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, we're going to get right into it, but my ground rules. The songs that may have recency bias, I put them at the bottom. They're going to be like the 50 through 45-ish. Those are at the bottom. I also decided no songs from 2020 on this list. These are my favorites of all time, and these are both based on replay value and the personal connection they have to my life. I'm going to try and give little short summaries of each song as I go through because I could literally talk about them all day. So I'll try not to make this like a half-hour video. Babette, I can't speak, but let's get right into this. Bam. Number 50, Purple Mountains, I Loved Being My Mother's Son. Any song about a mom gets me emotional.
Yeah, I love being my mother's son.
Number 49, Paramore, The Only Exception. Even though I heard it recently, I think it's one of the best love songs I've ever heard.
You are the only exception.
48, The Flaming Lips, Fight Test. I love the psychedelic noise of it, love the message it's conveying. 47, Sufjan Stevens with Death with Dignity. One of the most beautiful singer-songwriter tracks I've ever heard and one of the best intros to one of the best albums of the last decade.
Spirit of my silence, I can hear you.
46, The Strokes, Someday. I could have picked a billion Strokes songs because I like them all about the same amount, but Someday has that nostalgic feeling, and I had to give it to that.
I see it always stand together, we fall apart, yeah.
45, The Smashing Pumpkins with Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise will make you cry, it doesn't matter how manly you are. 44, Julian Candy by Boards of Canada. It is one of the most disturbing albums, and this track is disturbing, but it also slaps. 43, Lit with My Own Worst Enemy. Literally my favorite song off Rock Band 2 and just a childhood icon of a song. 42, Stevie Wonder with Living for the City. It's the song that got me into Stevie Wonder and the song that ultimately got me into older music.
His father works some days for 14 hours.
41, Teenage Fan Club with The Concept. It makes me nostalgic for a time that I never lived in.
Still she won't be forced against her will.
40, Always with Saved by a Waif. There were a couple Always songs I was juggling around with, but I had to go with this one because it is one of the happiest songs I've ever heard, and the way Molly's voice pitches up in the chorus gets me hyped.
You cut your hair,
39, Radiohead, No Surprises, my favorite Radiohead song, maybe the saddest Radiohead song, and the best song off of OK Computer. 38, we got the Cocteau Twins with Cherry Colored Funk. Let me pull up the lyrics to this song. Beatles and eggs and blues and pour a little everything else. You steam a lens, stable eyes and glass, not get pissed off through my bird lips as good news. Those are Cocteau Twins lyrics. Nobody understands them. You're not supposed to, but the instrumentation and her vocals sound so good that it doesn't matter. 37, Boy Genius with Me and My Dog. This song made me cry on multiple occasions. It is sad, but it was mainly because of where I was in my life. But yeah, this song, awesome. And my favorite song off Boy Genius, mainly because Phoebe Bridgers is the lead vocalist on it. I mean, come on.
I never said I'd be alright.
36, Tone Deaf with More Like You. Tone Deaf is underrated, and this song about his father is one of the best father-son songs I've ever heard. It's not a happy father-son song, by the way.
Drink yourself to a primitive state. I know how addictions limit the pain, so you get your kicks when you stray.
35, The Avalanches with Since I Left You. The best summer song ever, period. 34, Weezer with Endless Bummer, both nostalgic, sad, and kind of happy at the same time, except not really that happy, but you know.
I can't even dance in the dark, cause my headphones are
33, Beach House with The Hours, the song that had me coming back to Beach House when I discovered them, and the replay value on this track still has not died.
riding eyes, looking back at me.
32, The Roots with Make My, a Big Crit feature, and probably one of my favorite rap verses ever from Crit.
I did it all for the money, Lord. It's what it seems. Well, in the world.
31, Have a Nice Life with Bloodhail, the darkest, most depressing song I've ever heard, but the bass on it is insane. 30, The Weeknd with House of Balloons / Glass Table Girls, the song that got me into The Weeknd's old music and into him as an artist. 29, Desire with Under Your Spell. This song perfectly describes the line between obsession and love, and I think this was on the Drive soundtrack, and God, it was such a perfect song for that movie. 28, Anderson .Paak, The Dreamer, the most perfect song you can have a night drive to, and an amazing album closer.
I'm a product of the tube and the free lunch, living room watching OB.
27, Kendrick Lamar with Money Trees, one of the best beats that actually samples Beach House in hip-hop I've heard, and J-Rock's feature on this is amazing.
Some stockings, liquor spilling, pistols popping, baking soda, Yola whipping. Ain't no turkey.
26, Life, The Biggest Troll by Childish Gambino. Anyone who is obsessed with the simulation theory will absolutely love this song. All the references to the internet and comparing that to life just boggles my mind. His wordplay on this song is insane.
Slowest connection ever, my life inside a computer, them bands that'll make a dance, my wife.
Okay, so my dumbass, while recording this, somehow skipped over numbers 25 and 24, so we're gonna go through those real quick in this video. Number 25, Big Crit with Bury Me in Gold, one of the most soulful rap songs I've ever heard.
I hope it pays your way on the golden tip.
Number 24, Below the Heavens Part 1 by Blue in Exile, one of the most perfect rap songs at describing adolescence and growing up.
Whose world is this?
23, Brain Cell by Cunning Linguists. It fits into the album story, so as a standalone song you wouldn't really get it, but the beat is incredible, one of the best hip-hop beats I've ever heard, and the story of a newborn being born and going through all these trials in life is pretty incredible.
You was manifested in an egg, developed in the womb, born out of a moon belly.
22, MGMT with Congratulations. It's mellow, it's sad, and the message, which I can't get into because it'll take me 15 minutes to explain, is fantastic.
I've got someone to make reports.
21, Daydreams by Sadistic and No. I heard this song when I was driving through Vermont, and it perfectly encapsulated the scenery I was seeing. Just absolutely gorgeous. 20, Is This Music by Teenage Fan Club, the best instrumental song I have ever heard in my life. 19, The Microphones, I Want Wind to Blow. What do I even say about this song? I did a whole video on this. Check that video out. 18, The Wrens with 13 Grand. This song also has made me cry because I was at that same time in my life, but it is awesome. This is an emo band we're talking about, and they created one of the most heartfelt tracks I've ever heard. Like, you can just feel their pain in this song. 17, On GP with Death Crips. The first time I have ever heard this song, I just thought, wow, this is a banger. And then I listened to the lyrics and I was like, wow, this is the saddest song Death Crips has ever made. Super depressing when you listen to the lyrics, but also an absolute banger. 16, Hyper Ballad by Bjork. One of the best songs about relationships I've ever heard. Love the beat progression, and Bjork's lyrics are pretty interesting too.
I go through all this
15, Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. Everybody knows that song. Everybody can relate to that song.
How I wish you were here.
14, Alien by Beach House. I have never not listened to this song and not bumped my head while listening to it. 13, Neutral Milk Hotel with In the Aeroplane Over the Sea, the title track to one of the best albums ever. Yes, I'm hipster trash.
And one day we will die and our ashes will fly.
12, Kanye with Runaway. Listen, Runaway is not overrated. It deserves all the credit that it gets. And yes, the auto-tune at the end can be annoying, but it's grown on me.
And I always find some.
11, Touch by Daft Punk. Extremely long song, but I love the progression. I love the bridge. Paul Williams killed it on this. We're in the top 10, baby. Drum roll. It was a weak drum roll, but I didn't want to knock over my setup, so alright, let's get back into the video. 10, Built to Spill with Carry the Zero. This song has one of the best outros I've ever heard. That guitar solo, God, all the lyrics, it's just pain in your heart, but it's also, perfect like road trip type song. Amazing. 9, Elliott Smith with Say Yes. Dude, this man wrote this song in 5 minutes. I've wrote shitty songs that have taken me like 8 hours to write, and he wrote this shit in 5 minutes. Elliott Smith, man. He died. He left this world way too early. Rest in peace.
I'm in love with the world through the
8, Hop Along with How Simple. Story time. First time I ever heard this album, this Hop Along album, I was taking a walk around my neighborhood, and my neighborhood is very beautiful in the fall. You could like see all the tree leaves and stuff, and I was like really stressed that day, and I remember putting this album on, and it was like all my stress was just gone. Yeah, so one of my favorite albums of all time. The opening track is obviously one of my favorite tracks of all time because it is on here. Side note, I didn't want to put more than 2 songs per artist, or else this would have been really bloated. So that's why there's like not a lot of repeats on here. 7, Frank Ocean with Self Control. Man, if you have ever felt any sort of pain in your heart, this song will hit home. The bridge at the end is just, man, I could cry every time. Frank did something amazing with this song, but yeah. 6, Kid Cudi with Pursuit of Happiness. Now, if you were to ask me 2 years ago what my favorite Kid Cudi song was, I'd probably say Ghost or something like that. And I know Pursuit of Happiness is like the most basic choice I could possibly have, but as I listen to this song and as I get older, I understand it more and more. Like, hearing this song as like a 10-year-old, you're like, okay, this is like cool. I'm like chilling. But then you listen to lyrics 10 years later when you're 20 years old and you're like, damn, now I understand what Cudi is saying here. And it's just classic Cudi. Like, this is a song that doesn't get old. It has stood the test of time and will continue to do that. But yeah.
some bullets. I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know.
5, Nujabes in Shingo 2 with Lovesick Part 3. Probably the most beautiful hip-hop beat I've ever heard. Man, so nostalgic to me and just absolutely gorgeous. And the fact that Nujabes is no longer here makes it even sadder and bittersweet. Like, the song itself, you can't really tell if it sounds happy or sad, and I think that's why it's so high on this list. Alright, number 4, Slow Dive with Allison. So, I heard Souvlaki a while ago, which is the album that this is on, and I never really paid attention to the lyrics, but then someone's like, oh yeah, this is one of the best breakup albums ever. And I'm like, what? This is a breakup album? And then I listen to this and I'm like, it's like blowing my mind. This album is incredible. And Allison, the lyric that gets me on Allison is, I guess she's out there somewhere. And me just saying that, you're like, yeah, what's so great about that lyric? But when you hear it in the song, all the guitars and stuff, all the fuzziness, it blows my mind. I'm getting excited. I know. All right? Bear with me. We're almost done. Number 3, Heavenly Father by Isaiah Rashad. I love the message of this song, just trying to find God. And you don't even have to be religious to understand what that means. Like, your God can be what you're trying to achieve. I probably sound high saying something like this. I don't really know what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, I love this song because of the bittersweet. You know how much I love my bittersweet tracks. And it also sounds kind of nostalgic, and that is the perfect combination to make a perfect song.
Everybody telling me a lie. Lord, they give me something for my soul.
Number 2, Crying with Premonitory Dream. Listen, I know a lot of you have probably never heard this song, but this is the happiest song I have ever heard in my life. I could literally be like, it could be the worst day of my life, and I put this song on, and it at least makes me like a little bit happier. It is so good. It's, oh my god, like, if you are sad right now, put it on, and you'll be, like, even if it's just a teensy little bit, there's no way you will get less sad there's no way you will get less happy by listening to this. And yeah, the guitar patterns are awesome. Love Eliza's vocals on it. And yeah, it's become one of my favorite albums ever too. Number one. Okay, you all know what number 1's gonna be, or maybe you don't. But which artist has not been on the list yet? Yep, you know it. My favorite artist ever. My Bloody Valentine, When You Sleep, is my number 1 song of all time. This song is just absolutely incredible shoegaze. The way the guitars sound, Kevin Shields' vocals and lyrics, I can't even comprehend what I am supposed to say about this. There's a reason this is number 1 on this list, and I know I'm playing snippets for all of you so you hear it, but you gotta listen to the full track. Thank you guys so much for watching this. This took forever. The choices were so hard to make, but I eventually pulled through, as you can see. Let me know what some of your favorite songs are, and I really hope that this gets at least some recognition because it took a really long time to create. So yeah, thank you again. If you want to, like the video and subscribe if you're feeling real frisky. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.